Hey, it's the phenomenal STEMist. I am here with Dr. Donell Carey. That's how I pronounce your name, right? Dr. Donell Carey. Dr. Carey went to community college at first. He went to St. Pete Junior College in St. Petersburg, Florida. And then he went to our HBCU, which is called Florida A&M University, where he received his bachelor's and master's in chemistry. And then he went on to Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, where he did his PhD in biochemistry. So we have a straight scientist here. Dr. Donell Carey, PhD in chemistry, biochemistry. He is currently a professor, and he went and did his postdoctoral fellowship at the Sanford Burnham Medical Discovery Institute in Lake Nona, Florida, where he worked on cardiomyopathy, and now he's a professor of chemistry. Thank you so much for joining, Donell.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate being here.
Yeah, it is so good to see African American male scientists represented today, and I'm just going to get right into it. When did you fall in love with your discipline? You're a chemist. You're not a drug dealer. Straight up chemist.
Indeed. When it came to chemistry and my discipline in chemistry, I probably first fell in love at Florida A&M. There was, everyone takes undergraduate classes, and we're always like, why we got to take this class, why we got to take that class. But once I got to a biochemistry class, I can remember it like it was yesterday. There was a diagram of the sun, a cow standing on grass, and a man. And it hooked up how everything was connected together and how biochemistry and chemistry played a role in everything.
Even in life.
Mm-hmm. And my professor at the time, he was even explaining how, things that we deal with on an everyday basis involve chemistry, and we don't even really understand it. So it really was my biochemistry teacher who really just lit the fire as it relates to my overall chemistry and loving it. I don't say that much.
Yeah, shout out to all the science professors out there who inspire young people to continue in these hard disciplines by making it relatable and making it real and exciting. It's so crucial. It's so crucial, and we need more Black professors in the STEM fields because of that. To light up the fire, because we really don't get a lot of chemistry in the earlier years, right?
That would be correct. Yeah. I think one of the best things that I got there in going to HBCU or any college in general, if you have a professor who can relate things to why you care.
Yeah.
Chemistry is everywhere. And it's like, you keep telling me that chemistry is everywhere, but why do I care about chemistry? Like your taste buds, the chemistry of your heartbeat, and the chemistry between two people, and understanding that. So you can relate chemistry on a variety of different levels. And you brought it out into a way, and brought it into the classroom into a way that it didn't matter who you were. There was some interest you can have in chemistry.
Shout out to your professor, helping you fall in love with one of the most hardest disciplines out there, I feel, and that's chemistry. Okay, so what tools did you use to discipline yourself? When it comes to
discipline, one thing that I find myself doing is kind of borrowing from others. So I had a college roommate, and he did computer information systems. He was always working. I was like, why are you always working? Then I started seeing his grades, and I'm just like, that's the reason why you're always working. Then it was coaches, and they're always like, you work hard, you prepare hard, so you can show yourself approved. So the different tools I use, and it may sound cliche, but I would always kind of borrow these different cliches and these different quotes and saying from people, and I kind of made my own little tool belt of things I would use. Like for my chemistry, it was like a lot of people was say, can I do this? Can I do this? As opposed to how I'm going to do it. Like there's no question if it's going to get done or not. It's just how I'm going to get it done. Another one is, your hard work paying off. Another one is luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So I put a lot of different things into my own tool belt, and when needed, it's like you can just grab it off the wall and be like, okay, I need to be disciplined. So like one of my discipline quotes is that what you lack in natural talent, you make up for in discipline.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's so true.
So a lot of tools I use are just like say borrowed from someone else, and I related them to how I can use them for myself. Because at the end of the day, you got to be your greatest motivator.
Listen, that is like one of the crucial things that we need is inner motivation, where you're motivating yourself. You're not waiting for other people to make you feel motivated. Though it's great to have great professors, but the reality is you're going to have some professors that are going to say, look to your left, look to your right, and one of you are not going to be here. Like they're working a lot of the times to fail you. And if you are looking for them to affirm you, you're going to be in trouble. Sometimes you're going to have to take that inner core motivation and push through. And so you're saying you used all kinds of sayings. You took things from other people. You looked at other people in terms of how they were behaving, and you saw how their grades, and you copied.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the greatest things that you see is like successful people surround themselves with successful people, and they're always borrowing from one another. So when I went to college, it was like, well, I want to be a successful person. So I kind of sit back and study and observe what other successful people were doing.
Right.
So they were hardworking. They were disciplined. If someone told them no, they accepted that no from that person, but it was like, no, it's not my answer. That's
right. I'm going to find somebody else to tell me yes. Oh my gosh, that's so true.
All of those different things together.
Okay. So what were your challenges in school? What were your challenges?
If I'm being honest, one of my greatest challenges in the beginning coming from high school was that high school was not as challenging as college was. So when we were in high school, we were in a high school where they really didn't expect us to succeed. And really didn't have to go to class to get A's. Like I would just wait till the end of the semester and get an A on the final exam and then get an A out of the class, and just kind of sit there, which it didn't bode well for me because like I liked school and I wanted to be in school, but the school I was at wasn't taking it very seriously.
Right. They weren't preparing you.
Absolutely. So some of the biggest challenge I faced when I was in school was being able to stay disciplined, being able to now learn how to study, because even though it sounds kind of simple, it's a lot into learning how to study and how you need to study for yourself to retain that information. So it was a lot of growing pains my first 2 semesters in undergrad, because now I'm presented with 6 different classes, 6 different teaching styles, and everyone's going to have a test around the same time.
Right.
And there's no cramming for 6 different classes.
Right.
At the same time. So it was that learning how to study. Another really big challenge was, and we all face this, is someone telling you can't do it. So you come to that fork in the road and someone's like, okay, either you're not going to succeed or you're a failure anyway. What are you going to do? I came to that fork in the road when I was at the junior college. Someone told me, somewhere in a higher position, told me that I don't know why you guys are going to school. You're never going to make something anyway. And
somebody in position at that school told you that?
In a very high position.
Wow.
And I was the treasurer of the SGA, our Student Board Association. We're going to allocate money, like. I'm here sitting on the same table with you, and yet you tell me those words.
Wow.
I never forgot them, but it's like it was a fork in the road where I could have been like, yes, she's right. or I took the route that I did take, like, well, I'm going to prove you wrong because I know who I am. So that kind of, whenever I felt myself getting down, or I felt myself kind of like facing an obstacle, is like, it kind of like a little voice in the back of your head. It's like, are you gonna, prove them wrong, prove them wrong? It's like, this is more to you than it is to someone else. Like, because you have people always looking at you, even if you don't know you're being watched. There's always someone watching, whether it be a niece, nephew, friend, colleague, parent. Someone is always watching. So I took that into account.
It's a shame. Like, why do they do that? I don't understand why people put low expectations on others, especially people of color. I've experienced something similar. It wasn't to the level of high leadership, but it was an advisor. And this happened once I left my HBCU. It seems like HBCUs are very supportive. They tell you to dream big. They push you so forward. They say you can make it, you could do it. But when you leave that shelter, that cocoon, man, my advisor told me not to take molecular genetics and biochemistry together. And I mean, something as simple as, she's not basically saying I'm not going to make it, but she's basically saying it's too challenging for me. And I remember, acing biochemistry, acing genetics, and taking all of these kind of courses all at the same time when I was in college. I felt prepared. They wouldn't have told me that at Oakwood, but they told me that at Einstein. I'll never forget it. My advisor, the advisor, not my mentor. My mentor was extremely supportive, but the advisor, when I first got there, that kind of stuff would scare a new graduate student already feeling intimidated, and then your advisor just looks at you. She didn't even look at my grades. And so, why do people try to push their low expectations? You gotta, as a minority student in STEM, you're gonna face it. I faced it. Donell just told you he faced it. You're gonna face it. You're gonna face people's low expectation, but you're gonna have to say, "I'm gonna prove you wrong."
Indeed. Like, you are not a reflection of them. Like, be a reflection of yourself. Shine so everybody can see.
Wow, I love that. Shine so everybody can see. You are not a reflection of who they are. Wow, or their expectations of you. I love that. All right, so you learned how to study. Can you give some tips? What was some? See, so long ago.
I know, it really does. One of the biggest things I learned in undergrad, and again, like I said, my biochemistry teacher was very influential in my life. It's like, when you're at that moment, it seems like the biggest thing that's going on. So I was at an undergraduate school, and every weekend they would have some type of event taking place. And if there's always some type of event taking place, so like, it's always the biggest thing, like, I can't miss it, everyone's going to be there. It was like, well, next week there'll be another big event, and next month there'll be another big event. It was like, what's bigger to you? Is it the acing the test, or is it seeing the same people you see every day in class?
Right. At this big event.
Exactly. So he kind of put it in perspective, and I was just like, I never thought about it like that. Because you're right, because every week it was like, oh, this is the biggest party. It's never going to be a party like this. Big party, or there'll be a party like this. So, I mean, the study, that was one of the biggest study tips that I kind of had to realize and come to terms with myself, is that if you want to succeed, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. And, at the time, being at college is all about the meeting friends and being with friends and stuff. It's the name college, collegiality, being amongst others and stuff. It's like having those companionships and those friendships. I had to come to the conclusion that, like, ask myself, why am I here?
Right.
Am I here to make friends?
Right.
No, not here to make friends. Like, I'm here to propel myself forward and have a long life going with this degree in my hand.
That's right.
So that was one thing. The other thing was that I had to cut out distractions.
Yeah, it feels like everybody says that. I mean, I've been doing this for 4 months, and that is like, cut the distractions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's funny, at the time, me and my roommate, we would always watch with this anime show that we would always come home and watch at like 5:30 to 6, and that was our TV time. That was our TV time, and it was like after 6, he would go work out, I would go, you know, run or play basketball outside, and then, you know, kind of like we get back about 7:30, and that would be the only time our television was on. Like that was 30 minutes, so it's kind of like, because you can sit in front of the TV and it can just absorb your time.
Now social media, you could be in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Absolutely, for hours and not even realize it.
Yeah.
And not even realize it.
So time management, cut the distractions.
Absolutely. So those two things, and then really, it's good to have a little, I would say, being a competitor with some of your class. So one thing we used to always say is that you can't do college by yourself. Like no matter what it is, you can't get through college by yourself. So find someone you kind of in your classroom or you can kind of talk to. When it came to my upper level courses, it was a young lady in my class. We were in the same program, but she used to always make better grades than me. Oh my God! Like if I made a 93, she made a 95. If I made 81, she made an 84, and we were always in competition with each other. And it was like it was healthy because it made me study harder, and at the same time, it kept us both disciplined to make sure that we were on top of our books.
I love that. So you competed with each other, and you saw a goal that you were trying to reach. You're trying to beat her.
I never did.
I never did. Hey.
We both we ended up getting an A out of the classes we took. It was always like her A was always higher than mine.
Right. But hey, an A is an A, and you use that competition, that healthy competition, to help bolster you to that A. Okay, so what are your challenges? First of all, tell me what you do now, and what are your challenges?
Okay, so right now I'm a professor. I'm still in the chemistry field, still in chemistry. My biggest challenges now is kind of relating back to some of the things I have. I make sure I bring in what's going on in everyday life into the classroom. One of the challenges is knowing the classroom. So new individuals every semester and making sure that I kind of, you know, cater to their interests as it relates to chemistry. And that's always a big thing because it takes a lot of preparation. And that comes from the first day of class when I sit up there and I'm like, well, tell me about yourself.
Right.
And, you know, it breaks the ice. I tell them about myself. You know, I like movies. You know, and it kind of breaks the ice and they start talking about themselves. I'm just like, okay, noted. You know, like making little mental notes so I can use later on down the line.
Oh, okay. How to make it real to them. Like you're trying to be the professor that guided you and made you fall in love with chemistry. And the best way to do that is actually to know the interests of your college students. Wow.
Absolutely. So and it helps them too because if you I always say if you invest in people, you get a lot more return than you would if you invested on the financial market. So it's like it's investing time into them because you never know what dividends it's going to pay. So
right.
Learning names from day one. What are your interests when we're walking the lab? Well, how was your weekend? How was your day? And you learn things then. Oh, I like bodybuilding. So now I can talk about things that take place when you build up lactic acid in your muscles. You're
giving me some tips, Donell. I'm not really, you know, I get to know my students, but not like that. To then turn what I'm teaching around based on what they told me that they did. But that's a great idea. That's a great idea. So get your challenges are getting to know your students in a way that you can make it relatable to them. Because chemistry is a tough subject. You need, you know, some of the, let me not say that. Let me not say that to a chemistry professor. You know, I was about to say, like, I'll just say biology professors relay the information so clearly compared to.
You're not biased at all. You're not biased at all.
No bias, you know, I just happen to be, you know, a biology professor myself. But yeah, okay. Interesting. How long have you been a professor?
Now 2 years now.
Okay, 2 years. So you were a postdoc before that. Tell me about your postdoc experience as a scientist.
Well, postdoc is a different beast within itself because in grad school, once you hit a certain point, you're kind of expected to know everything, even if they don't tell you.
Right.
So you kind of take it to another level when it comes to your postdoc. But I was very fortunate because with my postdoc, it was one of the PIs who was.
Okay, so a PI is a principal, and they don't know this. A PI is a principal investigator. They're basically the scientist that runs the lab, who basically is your mentor. A postdoc, just to let you know, stands for postdoctoral fellowship. So after he received his PhD, he had to then work as a scientist underneath a PI. And so you would go ahead, continue what you were saying.
Right. So we moved the entire lab down, and a lot of things come with moving an entire lab. We had a live animal lab, so a lot of red tape, a lot of federal regulations and things that we had to follow. But the thing about it that made it exciting is because it's kind of like you're starting fresh. So here we are. One of the biggest things is going from bench to bedside, meaning you can take what you're doing at the scientific table and hopefully lead to some type of drug or treatment that can help our overall society. I was looking at ketone metabolism and cardiomyopathies. So when it comes to our heart, our heart is kind of ran on these ketone bodies that get broken down, and they kind of fuel our heart and our livers. So we're looking at how changes in diet, because a lot of your ketones come from what you eat. How changes in your diet can affect what liver disease you got or what heart disease you got. Now, of course, this is all I'm working with surgeons. I'm working with heart surgeons because my principal investigator was also a surgeon as well. He was a doctor, and his wife was a cardiologist actually performing surgery. So it was cool to be able to share that information back and forth and bounce what I'm doing at lab to what's actually taking place on the surgery table.
Wow, that's cool.
It brings it into perspective for you. Why do you do this? The significance of it. Why do you care about it? Where you're helping. You may not know you're helping someone, but you're helping someone. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons they call it a community, like a scientific community. Because you're helping everyone out. So, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the beauty of science. So you did it in cardiovascular disease. That's the field that you were in. When I did my postdoc, I did it in neurodegeneration. So both of us are molecular biologists. So I'm a molecular biologist. You're a biochemist. It's pretty much almost the same thing, just skewed to chemistry or skewed to biology. But both of us are literally looking at microscopic things. So I'm looking at cells as to why these cells are dying. Why are these neurons dying? My field was something was wrong with the mitochondria. So we were just studying the mitochondria, which is a little organelle in the cells of that neuron. And we're saying that's the reason why these things are dying. While you're looking at ketone bodies, these are little molecules that are found in the heart cells. We're inside the cells. And I'm telling you, scientists, it's a beautiful thing where you can learn the background. We spent 4 years for a bachelor's. We spent, a whole bunch of time in our graduate level school to learn the molecular detail. But ultimately, these are people's heart cells. These are people's brain cells, and we want to impact the world. And so isn't that a beautiful career to be a part of, man? Why, and to get these kids to think that, they can, that's our responsibility. That's the Black professor's responsibility. I take it very seriously, and I know you do too, Donell. So you wanted to say something else, or you were finished, right?
I'm sorry?
You were finished. I didn't cut you off or anything, right?
I don't know,
Yeah. Okay. So my last question to you is, what's your favorite part of your career? What do you like the best?
Favorite part is learning something new every day. There's a quote that I always say, what did I learn new every day? What did I learn new every day? Because you're interacting with people. I'm a professor, so I interact with people on a daily basis. I try not to interact with people. on a daily basis. So the best part about it is that one thing about science is that it's forever evolving.
Yeah.
So what we know today is going to be something new tomorrow, and I don't always have the answers, but students are like branches off a tree. Like they can reach out and touch other things, and a lot of times they'll see something, they'll bring it to me, and be like, "Professor, did you know about this?" And
yeah.
Like, gotta struggle. Like,
they'll come and teach you.
Yes.
Especially after they learn from you. That's like a good thing. It's like if they come to teach you something, that means they learned something from you. Like I'll never forget, I was teaching about genetic modification. I'm not gonna name the store for fear I get sued on Facebook Live, right? But I was telling them, don't buy from this store because I think a lot of their stuff is genetically modified. So then here's this girl coming in with a tomato from this place. She said, Dr. Blackman, you're so right. Then look at this tomato. There is a tomato growing inside of the tomato. You know why? Because they genetically modified this thing to the point where it doesn't rot. And so it won't rot. The purpose of fruit is if it falls from the vine or tree, it's supposed to rot so that the seeds from within will go into the soil. So I was telling them this. And I said, the problem is they're trying to keep all these, fruits that are coming from all over this world for a long time. So they're modifying it to stop it from rotting. So she was so excited. She was like, you're so right. Here, look, it won't rot. So the seed is growing inside of the tomato.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So, they when they come and teach you, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I just had a lecture last week where we were talking about the chemistry of cooking. And water plays an effect when you're smoking meat or when you're barbecuing meat. And I have a lot of culinary people in the class, and they just, eat it all. Like, so I'm going to go make something this weekend, and I can explain it to my family.
Right.
How that conversation goes.
They make it come alive. We make it come alive, and then when you see their eyes light up, and then they come back and they say they want to teach their children or they want to teach even you. Yeah, that's a great.
So it's kind of like you're physically there, and you can see the light bulb go off over their head, and just like ding.
Yes. Yes.
Permeate through the classroom.
Yes. Or a loud, like, oh, yeah. Like, and sometimes it's like 3 of them at the same time. Oh, like, yes, I did my job for today. Today was a good day. When you got the loud aha moment, when they verbalize it, like they totally finally got it. Yeah.
And that's so energizing. Like,
yes.
I remember the time I come from class and I was just like, that felt good.
Yeah.
Class,
yeah.
Yeah. Good about that. It's energizing. We feed off of one another.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Positive energy.
Yeah. So though we're tough students, we love you and we feed off of you. We want you to succeed. We want you to learn. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Dr. Donell Carey, for just taking some time with me to talk about your experience as a scientist and a professor. It is just an honor to see a black male scientist like yourself, definitely giving back to the community by being a professor. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. I definitely want you to succeed as this professor. So guys, I'm the phenomenal STEMist. And so is he. So is Dr. Donell Carey. See you guys.
Thank you. Oh, my goodness.